I'm Bill Bland and welcome to 5 Minute Money. Today we're going to talk a little bit about marketing to people who have a notice of default. The foreclosure process has actually started and you might want to try to buy their piece of property. Maybe it's a property they can't handle, it's an anchor around their neck, but you might know how, if you've been watching some of our 5 Minute Money episodes, you might know how to make some money with it. Let's start off with the foreclosure proceedings so that we all understand what we're talking about. First, when somebody hasn't made their payments in a while, let's say generally 3 to 4 months, the bank gets nervous, and the only way the bank can get you to take action is to start the foreclosure process, which is called a notice of default. So that notice of default starts, say, right here. Here's about 3 to 4 months of not paying payments. So now to bring the property current, you need not only the 3 to 4 months, but any fees that attorney fees, all that kind of stuff to bring it current at this point. This starts a 90-day process. Boy, my 9 looks horrible, doesn't it? That starts a 90-day process. You know what it says. Okay. So from here goes to about right here, 90 days. This is a redemption period. This is a period when you can go ahead and bring the property current if it's your house, and the bank, typically will let you with not a problem. In addition, it's a great time to market for that property because they're only 3 or 4 months behind if you can get them right about here. So you want to get a publication that has the notice of defaults on there. If you're in Southern California, Las Vegas, or Arizona area, I recommend a publication called countyrecordsresearch.com. You can go there, they'll give you the 800 number, you can call them up, and you can subscribe to whatever area you're interested in marketing to. I buy a lot of property in Inland Empire, like Riverside, San Bernardino area, some in Orange County, and a lot in Las Vegas or Clark County is where I like to purchase property because they're a little bit less expensive, so it doesn't cost quite as much to bring them current. If I go into an expensive area of Los Angeles or an expensive area of Orange County and they're 3 or 4 months behind, if they're a $4,000 mortgage, I'm at $16,000 plus attorney's fees possibly to bring them current. And that's only, and I don't bring anybody current until they have moved out of the house. We'll get into that in other episodes. Point is, 90 days is what this clock is. That's the redemption period. After 90 days, we start a 21-day clock, which is what's called the notice of trustee sale. So what happens is, after that 90 days goes, now you've got 21 days before the trustee sale happens. Okay, we'll call it trustee sale. Now I'm putting this in here because there's 5 days before that. You can bring it current typically all the way up to here without any problem with the bank. Sometimes at the last 5 days, your right of redemption is changed a bit. So you may not have perfect right of redemption. You might have to have the bank's permission to bring it current. They typically will let you anyway, because what do they want? Do they want the house back, which costs them a bunch of money, or do they want a stream of income? I'll tell you, they want a stream of income is what they want. So they'll generally let you bring it current. But is it more expensive? Of course it is. Try to buy the property here. Now we're going to talk to marketing to these people. So you get your notice of defaults, you get your addresses of wherever it is that you'd like to market, and then we would like you to go ahead and mail a letter to them typically, or a postcard. Postage is expensive, but it's more cost effective than driving out and knocking on their door. Plus they feel threatened if it's a knock on the door. If on the other hand, they get a letter from you, they are much less intimidated. And if you, in my radio show on KBC, which will be on 5 Minute Money, we taped it, it talks a little bit about how to write that letter. But basically what you want, colored paper, a small envelope, a live stamp, and you want a familiar address. I'm William Bland, but you would address it Bill Bland, so it looks like it might be coming from a friend. Because you're trying to get past the moat, which we call the moat is the trash can, and you want to get to the castle, which is the person who makes the decision. And you want your letter to say, Basically, it's saying that you are an investor, you're interested in buying property, and it's all about relief. Because these people feel stressed. I know, I've been in foreclosure before. It is a stressful process. I had one guy, I was buying a piece of property, I was looking at buying a piece of property in Mission Viejo, and he was a very nice guy. He had a kidney problem. He thought he had a bad back at work. He does construction. And then they went and checked him out, and it turned out he had some type of, I don't know if it was cancer in his kidney or some type of a problem there. So he was laid up. He wasn't able to make his payments. And this guy, when we talked one time, he was telling me that he was thinking about committing suicide, is how bad this was for him. Now people, this is only a financial condition. It is not worth your life. It is not, and you can lose a house and get another house. I can show you how to buy a house if you filed bankruptcy yesterday or you had a foreclosure the day before. We can show you how to get a house. That's not a big deal. Don't make problems what they aren't. But people feel these things very strongly, so always be sensitive when you're dealing with people. It's not just numbers, it's their life. And it's how they look at it. Okay, so remember, treat people the way you want to be treated. I've gotten more deals because I cared about the people, and I've got to care about the numbers. You have to, it's a business, you got to care about them. But you care at least as much about the people as you do about the numbers. And they said the people that they had been dealing with previously only cared about the numbers, didn't care about their situation at all, and they lose the deal. I get the deal, I'm happy, I can live with myself, I make their life better if I can do the deal that works for both of us. Anyway, so it's a good time to market for that. You sell it out. If you've got a lot of cash and you don't mind, this is a time when their motivation may be farther, may be more increased because they've only got 21 days before they lose everything. And if they have equity in the property, you can make a deal to where you share in the equity. Maybe they don't have the position to be able to bring themselves current. They had a divorce, there's an illness, there's a death, whatever, and maybe you have the money. I was talking about, on the radio show, I was talking about a lady named Marilyn. I never got to get back to her. She was kind of a hoarder, but she had a situation where she couldn't easily sell the property. The property didn't show very well, but she had $90,000 equity in the house. When me and Bernie, who was my partner at the time, we made a deal to buy the property. I made a deal. She's going to lose everything. We actually got a hold of her, and she had about 19 days left before she was to lose everything at trustee sale. So we came in, we brought her current out of our pocket. I didn't give her any money for the property, but we bought the property, but we did a promissory note. And I did it for more money than I would do it today. I was a little bit more naive. I did it for $48,000 is what we gave her. So once we took the property, we got rid of all of the hoarder problem. We revamped the house. We put in some new appliances, carpet, paint, made it beautiful. We sold for more money than any other unit had ever sold in that apartment or in that condo complex did. And we cashed out okay. We made some money on it. I would have made more money had I known better. But the important thing is, she didn't lose everything. She had moved in with her son, and that was awesome. And we went ahead and gave her $48,000 at close of escrow. Anyway, it was a win-win situation, but you want to market ideally probably at the beginning of the foreclosure process. We'll have more videos on this stuff coming up. I don't want to take up all your time. This is Bill Bland with 5 Minute Money. Also check out 5 Minute Bible Study if you're interested. And thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.